Summer is here, and everything you need for adventure is waiting at ShockShop.us. Gear up with camping essentials, stylish bathing suits for fun in the sun, reliable generators for every outdoor trip, kayaks, dinghies, and water toys for non-stop excitement. From backyard fun to lakeside escapes, ShackShop.us has it all. Shop the summer sale now and save big at ShackShop.us.
Travis Kelce becomes MLB owner. Inside the Chiefs, stars investment in the Cleveland Guardians. Kansas City Chiefs superstar Travis Kelce has officially added another major accomplishment to his already massive resume. The All-Pro tight end, Super Bowl champion, podcast sensation, media personality, and one of the most recognizable athletes in the world is now also a part owner of a Major League Baseball franchise. Kelce has joined the ownership group of the Cleveland Guardians, the team he grew up supporting as a child in Northeast Ohio. The move instantly became one of the biggest crossover sports stories of the year, blending NFL stardom, baseball business, celebrity influence, and hometown pride into one headline-grabbing development. The exact dollar amount of Kelce's investment has not been publicly revealed, but reports confirm that the Chiefs star purchased a minority stake in the franchise. The announcement sparked excitement throughout Cleveland, Kansas City, and the wider sports world, with fans immediately wondering how large his investment might be and what this could mean for the Guardians moving forward. For Kelce, this is about far more than business. It represents a deeply personal connection to the city where he was raised and the baseball team that shaped many of his childhood memories. Travis Kelce officially joins Cleveland Guardians ownership group. According to ESPN insider Jeff Passan, Travis Kelce finalized the purchase of a minority ownership stake in the Cleveland Guardians, becoming one of the newest celebrity athlete investors in Major League Baseball. The news spread rapidly across sports media because Kelce is currently at the height of his popularity. Between his dominance in the NFL, his enormously successful New Heights podcast with brother Jason Kelce, major endorsement deals, television appearances, and global celebrity status, Kelce has become much more than a football player. Now he is entering the sports ownership world. Passan explained that Kelce's relationship with Cleveland baseball dates back to the 1990s, when the franchise was one of the premier teams in Major League Baseball. Those legendary Cleveland teams featuring stars like Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, Kenny Lofton, Omar Vizquel, Albert Bell, and Sandy Alomar Jr. helped create a baseball boom in the city. Kelce was one of the young fans caught up in that excitement. He reportedly described himself as a die-hard Cleveland baseball supporter during his youth. He attended games with his father, rode public transit downtown to the stadium, and even kept scorecards during games. Those childhood experiences clearly stayed with him. Now, decades later, he has transitioned from fan to owner. How much did Travis Kelce pay for his stake? One of the biggest questions surrounding the announcement is simple. How much did Travis Kelce actually invest? At the moment, neither Kelce nor the Cleveland Guardians have disclosed the financial terms of the deal. That means the exact percentage of ownership and the precise dollar amount remain private. However, analysts can estimate the likely size of the investment using recent MLB franchise valuations and comparable athlete ownership deals. The Cleveland Guardians are currently valued at approximately $1.7 billion, according to recent sports business estimates from Forbes and other financial analysts. Because Kelce purchased only a minority stake, his investment is believed to represent a relatively small percentage of the organization rather than a controlling share. Sports business experts believe the purchase could realistically fall somewhere between less than 1% ownership, around 1% ownership, or possibly several percentage points depending on the structure of the deal. If Kelce acquired roughly 1% of the franchise, the estimated value of that stake could be around $17 million based on the club's current valuation. Of course, ownership purchases are rarely that straightforward. Professional sports ownership deals often involve discounted purchase structures, future equity agreements, partnership investment groups, deferred financial arrangements, revenue participation models, and strategic investor packages. That means Kelce may not have paid the full market value directly in cash up front. Still, regardless of the exact figure, Joining the ownership ranks of an MLB franchise requires substantial financial resources and elite business positioning. Why this investment matters for Travis Kelce. This move signals something important about Travis Kelce's future. Many superstar athletes eventually transition into business, media, or ownership after their playing careers end. Kelce appears to be building that bridge before retirement even arrives. In recent years, Kelce has expanded far beyond football through national advertising campaigns, television hosting appearances, podcasting success, entertainment partnerships, investments, and branding opportunities, fashion collaborations, and production projects. Now he is adding sports ownership to the list. Ownership stakes in professional sports franchises are considered some of the most valuable long term investments in the world. Team valuations across the NFL, NBA, MLB, and global soccer have exploded over the past decade. For wealthy athletes, becoming an owner offers long term wealth growth, business credibility, legacy expansion, networking access, influence in sports operations, media opportunities, and future executive possibilities. Kelsey's investment positions him alongside a growing trend of superstar athletes, purchasing stakes in professional teams while still active players. Cleveland connection runs deep. Although Travis Kelce became famous playing for Kansas City and attended the University of Cincinnati, his Cleveland roots remain extremely important to his identity. Kelce grew up in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Long before he became an NFL icon, he was simply another sports obsessed kid from Northeast Ohio, watching Cleveland teams and dreaming about professional sports. Throughout his career, Kelce has consistently spoken with pride about his hometown. One of his most quoted statements after the ownership news broke was, "I have so much love for this city. I credit every good thing in my life to Cleveland." That quote resonated strongly with Cleveland fans because many athletes eventually distanced themselves from their hometowns after achieving fame elsewhere. Kelce has done the opposite. He frequently celebrates Cleveland culture, supports Cleveland teams, and openly embraces his Ohio upbringing. His investment in the Guardians feels less like a celebrity business transaction and more like a hometown success story coming full circle. Kelce once thought baseball was his best sport. One fascinating aspect of the story is that Travis Kelce once believed baseball might actually become his professional future instead of football. Before emerging as an elite NFL tight end, Kelce excelled in multiple sports growing up. Like many elite athletes, he played football, basketball, and baseball. According to various interviews over the years, Kelce considered baseball one of his strongest sports during his younger days. That connection likely makes this ownership opportunity even more meaningful. For many athletes, buying into a professional team in a sport they loved growing up carries emotional significance beyond financial gain. Kelce is not just investing in baseball as a business, he is reconnecting with a sport that helped shape his early athletic identity. Guardians ownership structure. Explain the Cleveland Guardians ownership situation has been evolving in recent years. The franchise is currently controlled by owner Paul Dolan, whose family has owned the team for decades. However, businessman David Blitzer already possesses an agreement that could eventually allow him to become the majority owner after 2027. Blitzer is already well known in professional sports ownership circles. His portfolio includes involvement with NBA teams, NHL teams, MLS clubs, and international soccer organizations. Kelce joining the ownership group adds another high profile face to the organization. While his stake is likely relatively small compared to major controlling partners, celebrity investors can still provide enormous value through brand visibility, fan engagement, marketing reach, sponsorship relationships, national media exposure, and cultural relevance. Kelce's involvement instantly brings more mainstream attention to the Guardians organization. Comparing Kelce's deal to Patrick Mahomes' Royals investment, sports fans quickly compared Kelce's Guardians investment to Patrick Mahomes' ownership stake in the Kansas City Royals. Back in 2020, Mahomes purchased a minority interest in the Royals, becoming one of the youngest owners in professional sports. That deal became a blueprint for modern superstar athletes, leveraging wealth and fame into ownership opportunities early in their careers. Mahomes' stake was reportedly around 1% of the franchise. Given the similarities between the two situations, Many analysts believe Kelce's investment could be structured similarly. The parallels are striking. Both are superstar NFL players with Midwest sports connections, hometown loyalty themes, minority ownership roles, cross sport investments, and massive media attention. Mahomes and Kelce have already built one of the greatest quarterback tight end partnerships in NFL history. Now they also share another title, professional sports owners. Sports World reacts to the announcement. The reaction to the news was immediate across social media and sports television. The Cleveland Guardians released an official announcement welcoming Kelce into the ownership group. Fans celebrated the move because Kelce's personality aligns perfectly with Cleveland's sports culture: passionate, loyal, energetic, with blue collar roots and deep local pride. Meanwhile, the New Heights podcast also released content celebrating the milestone. The announcement generated massive engagement online because Kelce's popularity extends far beyond football fans alone. His crossover celebrity status means NFL audiences care, MLB audiences care, pop culture audiences care, entertainment media cares, and casual sports fans care. Very few active athletes possess that level of broad recognition. What this means for the Guardians. From a business perspective, adding Travis Kelce could provide enormous advantages for the Cleveland Guardians organization. Modern sports franchises increasingly rely on branding, social engagement, national exposure, celebrity partnerships, and entertainment crossover appeal. Kelce delivers all of that instantly. The Guardians already have one of baseball's most loyal fan bases, but adding a globally recognizable sports celebrity strengthens the franchise's visibility nationally. Potential benefits include increased merchandise sales, more national media coverage, greater social media attention, expanded sponsorship opportunities, younger fan engagement, and celebrity event partnerships. Kelce's involvement could also help the franchise connect with casual sports fans who may not normally follow baseball closely. Could Travis Kelce attend more Guardians games? Fans immediately began wondering whether Kelce will now become a visible presence at Guardians games. That seems highly likely. Patrick Mahomes regularly attends Kansas City Royals games following his ownership investment. Kelce could follow a similar path, throwing ceremonial first pitches, appearing in ownership suites, participating in promotional events, hosting celebrity nights, supporting playoff games, and collaborating on fan experiences. His attendance would almost certainly create major buzz whenever he appears at Progressive Field. Given Kelce's charisma and comfort in front of crowds, he could quickly become one of the most visible celebrity owners in baseball. The growing trend of athlete ownership. Kelce's investment is part of a much larger movement happening across professional sports. Athletes today are becoming far more financially sophisticated than previous generations. Instead of simply earning salaries and endorsements, many modern stars are building investment portfolios, launching companies, buying equity stakes, investing in startups, and purchasing sports franchises. Names like LeBron James, Tom Brady, Kevin Durant, Serena Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Alex Rodriguez, Ryan Reynolds, and Naomi Osaka have all made similar moves. Ownership is increasingly viewed as the next step for elite athletes seeking long-term influence and wealth preservation. Kelce joining this group reinforces his growing status as both athlete and businessman. Why MLB teams want celebrity investors. Kelce's move also reflects a broader trend across sports and entertainment. Modern franchises increasingly recognize the value of cultural influence. Having a superstar like Travis Kelce attached to the franchise creates viral moments, increased relevance, entertainment crossover, expanded audience reach, and media amplification. Major League Baseball has actively worked to modernize its image and appeal to younger audiences. Kelce's involvement could help with that effort. He brings a massive social following, podcast reach, celebrity relationships, youth appeal, and cross-platform visibility. That makes him a valuable partner beyond simple financial investment. Guardians currently leading the division. The timing of the announcement also adds excitement because the Guardians are currently competing at a high level. At the time the news broke, Cleveland sat atop the American League Central standings with a 32-25 record. That means Kelce is joining an organization with legitimate postseason aspirations. Winning teams naturally generate greater excitement around ownership stories. If Cleveland makes a playoff run, Kelce's involvement could become an even bigger national talking point. Kelce celebrating playoff wins, celebrity appearances in October baseball, NFL and MLB crossover headlines, and viral stadium moments. The sports media world would embrace every second of it. Travis Kelce's business empire keeps growing. Kelce's business profile has expanded dramatically over the past few years. He is no longer viewed only as an athlete. He is now a global celebrity, a media personality, a content creator, a businessman, and a branding powerhouse. His New Heights podcast with brother Jason became one of the most successful sports podcasts in the world. The brothers transformed their chemistry and humor into a massive media platform reaching millions of listeners weekly. Kelce has also hosted television shows, appeared in commercials, signed endorsement deals, and expanded entertainment partnerships. The Guardians' investment fits perfectly within that broader evolution. Cleveland fans. Embrace the move reaction from Cleveland fans has been overwhelmingly positive. That matters because Cleveland sports culture values authenticity. Fans in Northeast Ohio can quickly tell when someone is genuinely connected to the city versus simply using Cleveland for publicity. Kelce's history speaks for itself. He has consistently represented Cleveland proudly, despite building his career elsewhere. For many fans, this feels like a hometown athlete giving back, a lifelong fan joining the franchise, a local success story returning home. That emotional connection makes the investment especially powerful. Could Kelce become more involved over time? Right now, Kelce's role appears limited to minority ownership. However, sports ownership situations often evolve over time. If his investment grows, Kelce could eventually become more involved in team branding, fan engagement initiatives, business strategy, community outreach, entertainment partnerships, player relations, and media collaborations. Even if he never becomes a major controlling owner, his influence could still expand significantly. His personality and communication skills make him uniquely suited for public facing ownership roles. Celebrity ownership is reshaping sports. Kelce's move also reflects a broader trend across sports and entertainment. Modern franchises increasingly seek celebrity investors because sports teams now function as entertainment brands, media companies, lifestyle platforms, and digital content engines. Celebrity owners help amplify all of those areas. This trend has accelerated globally. Ryan Reynolds with Wrexham, LeBron James in soccer ownership, Tom Brady with sports investments, and Magic Johnson's multiple ownership ventures. Kelce entering MLB ownership continues that evolution. What happens next? Now that the investment is official, fans will watch closely for Kelce's next appearances connected to the franchise. Will he attend games regularly? Will he appear during playoff pushes? Will he participate in promotional campaigns? Could he influence younger audiences toward baseball? Will he expand his stake later? For now, the biggest takeaway is simple. One of the NFL's biggest stars has officially become part of Major League Baseball ownership. And for Travis Kelce, it represents the realization of a childhood dream rooted in Cleveland baseball memories from the 1990s. The kid who rode trains downtown to watch games with his father is now sitting among the ownership group of the team he grew up loving. That kind of full circle sports story is rare.